Hi there, this is Ava from ilovetostamp.com, and today I'm going to show you a quick little project that is perfect for Christmas, the gift of giving time. So what I created today is basically, we all make cards throughout the years, card makers that is, and what we can do is give away some of our cards as a Christmas gift. So in this case, I used one of the gold striped treat bags as my holder, and I decorated it, and it really didn't take me that long, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to give away some of your cards as gifts, because I'm pretty sure that everybody would love to receive some handmade cards they can send out to their loved ones. And how easy it is, you don't need anything else except a bag. In this case, like I said, I used the gold striped treat bags, and I was able to fit in here 3 cards. Some of them are lumpier than the others. It depends on what kind of cards you make, but 3 or 4 cards will easily fit in here. So basically, this is what we're going to start with, but I want to go through what we're using in today's project. So getting back to what it looks like, today's project is basically using the Winter Woods stamp set. It's also using the In the Woods framelate dies, which is the coordinating dies to go with it. Right now, it's actually is still as a bundle available. So if you wanted to purchase this as a bundle and save 10%, right now would be the right time to buy it, because later it will be separated, and then you pay one price for this, one price for this, and no 10% savings. Anyway, the other item I'm using is because I created this tag here. That one is the scalloped tag topper, which is a really awesome punch to have on hand, because you can create tags with that, and tags are always fun to make to decorate, gifts or even on cards. And in this case, it's going on this. So anyway, the gold striped bags, they come in a package of 10. They're fun to have around, because in times like this, you can definitely make a good use of it. I'm not gonna tell you, well, you don't have to write these down, but I used the Old Olive, Real Red, and the Whisper White ink pads, and I will list all of this in my blog, so you don't have to write it down. I also used ribbons in here. Well, the Real Red ribbon is one of them. It's really pretty, and the gold mini sequin trim, which is super fun to have as well, because you can always decorate little things with that. And that's pretty much it. Now, I just want to say that if you would like to purchase any of these items after you have seen this little project, you can visit my website if you're Canadian, and that's at ilovetostamp.com, and use the December host code, because you can collect points with that and coupons, and you can actually get lots of freebies with that. So why not come and visit me? Thank you. Okay, so let me get you started on this. So the first thing we need to have is cut a 2 by 5.5 piece of paper out of Coastal Cabana, and which happens to be my favorite colors. And then what we'll do is we're going to punch the top. And it's very easy with this. It's, like I said, 2 inches. It fits right in here. It's perfect, and we're gonna punch it, and we're going to end up with a cute little tag like this. See, even we just made a tag. How fun is that? So next what we'll do is we're going to use, as you can see, I stamped the white wood, birch wood look on here on my tag. And for that, the easiest thing to stamp with is your Stamparatus. I love this tool, and I'm gonna tell you until the cows come home, but I really love this tool, and if you don't own it, you need to own this. So it's very easy, and actually, I don't know if you've seen, but the grit papers are really amazing, because it gives you a little bit of ability to cheat. So in this case, I knew, because I've stamped this once before, and I knew if I placed it, I can place it between the lines here, and I'm going to, and I did it in between 4 and 6, doesn't matter, as long as it's straight, and we want to make sure it's straight. I placed my very heavy duty magnet. As you can hear, it's pretty heavy, pretty strong. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this down on the bottom, face down clearly, so I can pick it up with my lid, my cover, and then that way I can just ink that top with my lovely white ink I'm gonna ink it up really well and then stamp. Check it out, it's pretty cool. And here's where the Stamparatus is awesome, and I'm still in love with it so much because I'll just move this down one notch and then I'm gonna go ahead and ink it up again. And I'm gonna, oops, having a little malfunction on my part here. So I'm gonna stamp it down again, and voila, I have my stamped tag. See, is that cute? And that's where we're gonna build off of. So now I'm gonna put this aside because we won't be using this anymore. I'm just gonna close up my ink pad and we'll put this away for right now because what we'll work on now is our Christmas tree. All right, so for that you will use old olive, and I just cut a piece. In this case I think it's 4 by 5. Doesn't really matter, just as long as it's big enough to stamp two trees, because we're gonna cut them out, die cut them out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp each of them. And like I said, I'm gonna stamp 2. You can use the Stamparatus for that too if you want, because actually the Stamparatus is the best also when you have a larger larger stamp. So it's really great for that too. So now that I stamped my image, I'm gonna pull out my Big Shot, and what I'm going to do is die cut these trees with the 2 die cuts I have here. And so one of them is going to be I'm using these 2 from the framelit set. I'm using both of them. So one is gonna go on, one is basically gonna cut the full tree out, and the other one is going to cut out partially, but you'll see it's pretty cool. So it's gonna be really awesome to layer with. So I'm just gonna run this through carefully. And let's take a look what we got. So we have one tree here, and we have another tree here. But what's cool about this is that you can flip these up and they look very realistic, like real tree branches almost. So it's really cool. All right, so let's put this away. We don't need this anymore. So next, what I did on my little tag, as you can see, is I inked it up with white, my little trees, only because I want it to look like snowy. So I take my Whisper White back. I'm not really picky with it. I probably should be, and you could use a dauber for this, but I actually just dab it with my ink pad. It might not be the best option, but it works for me. And I am flipping up those little branches here so that I can show the snow. So now I have snowy branches, right? So it's like that. And I'm going to do the edges on this one, just the outer edges on that, because we're going to cover this with the other one. So let's just put it together, and for that I'm using mini dimensionals. I find myself using mini dimensionals for so many things, and I use tweezers for that because that's the easiest. I have long nails, so that's the easiest to put on. By the way, what do you think of my Christmas nails? Aren't those cool? This one is a color changing one, so it's got darker or lighter color depending on how cold I am or warm I am. All right, so let me just pull off these guys really quick. Okay, so now that I pulled off all of them, I can place it on top of this, and look at this gorgeous 3D tree I have. And I am going to once again lift these up a little bit, and that way you can see how cute 3D it is. And you can twinkle with this a little more if you want to. For the purpose of this video I'm not going to, but trust me on that, it looks really nice. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to actually stamp our sentiment first. So I used real red for that. And I'm using the sentiment from the stamp set, the Winter Wood stamp set. It's the Thinking of You This Season, which I think is really pretty. It's perfect for this occasion. And there we have it. There you go. Okay, so next we'll adhere the tree onto the tag, and I didn't want the whole, I just want it kind of a little bit offset, so it's not in the middle, but you can if you want to, but mine is a little bit offset, so like that, and that's perfect. Now our tag is done. Next thing, I will add my little ribbon, and I always forget if I need to put it through the back to get the, yes, okay, so basically I'm putting both ribbons through, and then I'll pull it through the loop. I mean both ends through and pull it through the loop, and that way I have this not on the front. And I'm gonna use scissors to cut this into a prettier look, so I have a pretty edges there. Okay, and I will also mention the measurements of this on my blog. So the next thing we'll do is basically we're ready to put it together. Like I said, it's a very quick project, so I already have my cards in here, right? I'm just gonna fold the top down. It's very easy, and I'll take, it's actually 18 inches of real red ribbon, and basically I'm just gonna tie it. I didn't glue this or anything, and that way it can be easily taken apart, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this on the top, like make a little bow, or not a bow, but you can do a bow as well if you want to. And that's that. It's very easy. And last, I just attached this tag, which, by the way, they can utilize as a bookmark once they receive the gift and they like the gift. So I actually attached this with 2 strips of 8 inches of the sequin trim, and I just put it through the hole again of my tag, and I just tied it to my ribbon here. Very easy. Just a very simple, nothing fancy there, but because it's gold, and we got all these other ribbons here hanging out, it's kind of pretty that way. So there we have our second one. So now I have 2 sets of cards, card bags, you could say, that I can give away. Now this is going for 2 different friends. And just to pretty it up, you know, just cut off the edges of the ribbons with a sharp scissor, and so it looks a little tidier. And that's pretty much it. So once again, in this episode, you learned how to make a very quick and easy little bag that you can add your cards into. You can give to your friend. I'm sure they will love it, and then they can use this as a bookmark. How fun is that? Well, that's pretty much it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this. And once again, my name is Ava, and I'm at ilovetostamp.com. And if you stop by in December, now that is, use the December host code, and that way I can you can collect some points, and I can gift you some goodies later on. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays to you. Bye.